watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, the Winter Wonderland Craft Fair is back for a third year this weekend. We're getting details on the many small businesses and vendors taking part. And the annual Hand in Hand Chili Cook-Off is coming up. How your participation supports the organization's mission to empower children and adults of all abilities through inclusive programming. Plus, the QC Environmental Film Series is underway. We'll dig deep into the movie being shown at the Figgy this weekend and talk more about what's to come. Well, it is officially Friday, and you're watching Quad Cities Live. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. This weekend, you can learn more about self-defense, from threat assessment to effective striking and quick escapes. My co-host Kyle Keel is spending this afternoon learning some of those valuable lessons at Strikeforce Martial Arts. And Kyle, there's a self-defense seminar coming up.
Yeah, Morgan, it's actually happening tomorrow, and this one is specifically geared toward women, but the whole idea here at Strikeforce is to make sure everyone has these self-defense skills, because you never know when you're going to need them. So joining me now is the owner of Strikeforce. We've got Master Shan Elliott joining us now. Shan, thanks so much for inviting us down today.
Thank you for coming down. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So you've already had one class. It was filled with more than a dozen women, and you've got another one coming up tomorrow. So what is this geared toward? Obviously geared toward women, but what can they expect to learn with self-defense? What kind of moves?
So specifically in this class, we try to keep it beginner friendly. It's a 2-hour seminar we host every few months where we do a variety of topics that emphasize instilling confidence while also passing on techniques that they can use to defend themselves if the chance ever arises. This time we're really trying to focus on striking, specifically quick escapes and striking, as I've been advertising. But last time we did things like, with the Hapkido specifically, more complicated grabs and a lot of takedowns. And of course, we'll always rotate through those topics. I have a desire to do a variety of different things. So of course we'll rotate back, but I like to move into different topics.
Okay, so this is basically a beginner's course, but you obviously are not a beginner. I mean, we've got some hardware over here that Josh is going to pan over to. You've got a lot of experience in martial arts, self-defense. So talk a little bit about your history. You've owned Strikeforce Martial Arts for about 7 months, but I mean, you have quite the experience.
Yeah. I've been in it for definitely over a decade. I'd say probably close to 15 years now. Okay. This April is closing in on 15, with that being predominantly my life, with me being 22. I've done mostly Taekwondo and Hapkido, but my instructors like to branch out into different things. A lot of practical martial arts, grappling, boxing, things of that nature. But we really like to emphasize an all-around approach here, not just the tournament sports side, but also like the practicality with this women's self-defense class, and then the stuff that I teach during class.
So you have monthly memberships here for people to partake in different classes. So what different classes do you offer?
So we offer Monday through Thursday. Okay. We give a 5 to 105 age range. I've got kids, teenagers, young adults. I have a complete variety of anybody who wants to join. If you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach. So we offer Taekwondo mostly, and Hapkido as well, a rotating schedule for the adults. The kids are primarily Taekwondo with a few small things mixed in. But then we also offer some more specified classes like the competition team and the black belt stuff.
All right, awesome. So, of course, tomorrow's self-defense class for women is from 2 to 4 p.m. here at Strikeforce Martial Arts. They're located on 4th Street West. That's 331 4th Street West here in Milan, Illinois. So if you want to sign up, you can call the number that we have on your screen. You can also sign up through the event on their Facebook page. And coming up in the next half hour, Master Shan is going to show me a couple of these self-defense moves. So you don't want to miss out on that. Maybe you will. I don't know. Live in Milan for Quad Cities Live, I'm Kyle Keel. Morgan, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait till we come back to you live later in the show. Meantime, the Winter Wonderland Small Business and Craft Fair is back this year, hosting dozens of vendors this weekend at the Waterfront Convention Center in Bettendorf. And here with the preview is organizer and small business owner Emily Joost. Emily, welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
We are looking forward to talking with you today about this great event. So congratulations congratulations for a third year.
Yes.
That must mean the first couple of years were super popular.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we have over 2,000 people walk through our events, my small businesses and crafters are over the moon excited for the third year. We got so many returning vendors, some new ones joining us, but
that's
an
great.
Exciting adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is happening on Sunday, this Sunday, January 26th. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you have hours at your disposal to peruse everything that they've got inside. 50 plus vendors is what I'm seeing here. So go over a few of the things that we can find. Obviously, we can't go through all of them today because there are just so many.
Yes.
But you've included both small businesses and crafters in this. So what's kind of the reasoning behind that?
As a small business owner myself, and also a commercial lender, being able to highlight the smaller and the little bit bigger but still smaller businesses is key to the community. Being able to involve everybody, being all inclusive in that. So the returning ones like ABC Canning and QC Soap Company, or my new ones like Benji Boards is coming. So I have crochet crafters, I have tumblers, t-shirts, customs, I have bakers, I have popcorn coming.
Oh my gosh.
Different
cool.
kids' toys and a wide variety.
Yeah, that's very cool because, hey, some of us, we just aren't crafty, but we may own a small business and maybe sell things from people that are crafty, right? And you actually brought some examples with you here today, just from, a few out of the many that are going to be there on Sunday. So let's go through them. Who do we have here? We've got some pickles here.
Yes, the pickles and the cowboy candy, which is an absolute favorite in our house.
The cowboy candy?
It's jalapenos.
Oh my
so if you're a
gosh.
spice lover, cowboy candy is absolutely where it's at. AB Canning is joining us for a third year in a row. They'll have a full table of a wide variety of jams, different vegetables, different canned goods that they do.
Oh my gosh.
Tasty, super popular.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, Benji Boards is the welcome sign.
Okay.
And he also does 3D printed objects.
And you have those here as well.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's something that I would have never thought of.
Right.
So the uniqueness that he brings to the table and brings to this event, I'm very thankful.
Yeah, that is really great. And then over way on the other end, you've got some adorable stuffed animals going on here. So this, I'm assuming, is a separate vendor altogether.
Oh, absolutely. I actually have these two right here are Scentsy Buddies. We all love Scentsy, the candle warmers or the wax melts. They also have, for kids, Scentsy Buddies. My daughter absolutely loves her Scentsy Buddies. They actually have little scent packets that you can choose from to put in the Scentsy Buddy.
Okay.
So their room, their bed, or wherever they're at, they can smell that scent. I have the nighttime one in hers.
Wow.
And then we have the crocheted unicorn. We have a lot of hand crocheted.
So cute.
To be able to come up with
the
that.
talent.
Yes.
Is
the time,
incredible.
the talent is amazing to
I mean,
me.
it really is. And then you have some items from your own business here, and I did want to talk a little bit about your business. So you have baked goods, and you brought T-shirts with you here today.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about it.
I've owned my bakery now for 11 years.
It's Tastefully Baked, by the way.
Yes.
That's the name of it.
Yes.
Okay. And you work out of your home, correct?
I do. I've worked out of my home. I've in Rock Falls right now for the last 4 years.
Wow.
And from wedding cakes, birthday cakes, different company parties to the typical birthday parties.
This is really impressive. We're seeing some photos of, different things that you've put together on the screen right now. You brought some chocolates and some cookies with you here today, and some merch that's going to be available. So yeah, this is not only something that you are putting together, but you're also included. So as a small business owner, how did this idea come to you a little more than 3 years ago that you wanted to create this space for all of these folks?
Actually, it was back in 2013 is when I did my first vendor show. It was only about 15 vendors. Just being able to bring the community together, bring the highlights. I was just starting my bakery.
Yeah.
So being able to somehow get the word out besides social media really wasn't that big of a hit. It was, but it wasn't. So getting out there instead of door knocking, vendor show.
Just sure,
let's go for it.
Yeah.
So had some interest, started it from there, and it's just kept growing.
It's just so beneficial to see, for everyone to be supporting each other in that way.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, very cool. So the info, it is all coming up on Sunday, January 26th. It is the Winter Wonderland Small Business and Craft Fair. It's from 9 to 3. Again, it is at the Waterfront Convention Center, which is in Bettendorf. Plenty of space there. And we didn't even say this yet, but admission is also free. So they just want you to come in and check everything out. Emily, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you again for having me.
Absolutely. Still to come on Quad Cities Live, a lot of fun and award-winning chili. The Hand in Hand Chili Cook-Off is marking its 16th year, and tickets are available. We'll learn more next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
When it comes to making chili, you have a lot of choices. What kind of protein, chicken, ground beef, pork, also beans, no beans, whatever your preference, you do have an opportunity to cast your vote for best chili next weekend. Joining us now is Samantha Yeager-Walrath from Hand in Hand. Samantha, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I love having you. It means it's Hand in Hand Chili Cook-Off. It's that time of year and it's coming up. I cannot believe it, but this is the 16th year.
16th year, yeah.
Wow, for the Hand in Hand Chili Cook-Off. So talk a little bit about it, when it is next weekend, where it's being held, kind of the basics.
Yep, so it is Saturday, February 1st from 3 to 6 o'clock at the fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds, Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds there in Davenport. They've got a big old building that they can put everybody in. So talk a little bit about Hand in Hand and what this event essentially means to the organization in throwing it every year.
It's our biggest event of the year, so it's incredibly important. We raise funds for all of our amazing programs, so we offer child care, school-age care, evening and weekend programs, our adult day hab program called People with Purpose, and then of course our summer camp, which is how we started. So we were founded in 2000 by two parents in the Quad Cities who wanted their kids with disabilities to have the same, typical experiences that any kiddo would have in the summer. So they started a summer camp, and here we are 25 years later.
Yeah, it really is amazing, and one thing I think is really great is people of all abilities are included in this programming. So, I mean, you have a lot of siblings where, like they don't want to separate them. They want them to be together at the camp or in the after school. I love that. I think that is so important.
Yeah, we're an inclusive organization, so you're going to see kiddos typically developing as well as those with disabilities, but they're all in classrooms together and they learn from one another. So
they absolutely do. It's really special. So the Hand in Hand Chili Cook-Off, this is just such a cool event. Like I said, I've been there a couple times in the past, not realizing truly how big of a deal this is, how excited people get about it. So what can folks expect when they purchase a ticket and show up?
So in addition to chili, we have, of course, our silent auction and our raffles. We're also doing new this year. We're going to have QC Custom Tees on site to do some awesome chili-related T-shirts that you can print and take home if you can't get a volunteer shirt, as well as Snapwagon will be on site with their photo booth.
That is really fun, and we're just looking at the photos right now so you can see how big it gets and how many people like to show up and go to this. So as far as the teams are concerned, it is teams, correct, that compete and try to win, the best chili at the cook-off. Roughly how many teams participate?
So we have 15 teams this year. We've got some returning favorites like Smokin' Boat Barbecue and Mar and Fiddler and What Barbecue Bar. We also have some newbies. The Garrison is actually joining us this year, which we're super excited about.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of everybody, honestly.
It is, and you named just some people that are like professionals at making food, but there are folks too that are not.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the pictures you guys showed earlier was Joan. She is our bookkeeper, and she does it every year.
I love that so much.
Yes.
And they dress up. Either they wear like T-shirts or they actually have like costumes that they wear and things like that. So yeah. So and how does the voting work? People just get to taste whatever they want and then cast a vote?
Yes, so we have a judge's choice, so
Okay.
we'll have judges there as well, but there's a people's choice category, so you get to vote for restaurant, non-restaurant, and then best booth as well.
Wonderful. So, talk a little bit about how, people purchasing tickets, showing up to this event, trying to get those raffle prizes and silent auction items, where those proceeds go, where they're most needed when it comes to your programming right now at Hand in Hand.
Right, so all of the proceeds are going to be used directly toward our programming. our child care is a huge need right now. Iowa's in a child care desert, so we constantly have a waiting list. So child care is incredibly important in Iowa right now.
Yep.
Our adult day hub program, People with Purpose, also has a wait list. So we're trying to fill that, and we're actually working on getting some job coaching going in the future. We're working on some grants for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as well as offering some brain injury waiver stuff in the future. So we're continuing to build.
Yeah, if you're on the fence, I mean, now you have to
Yes.
go. You're supporting such a cool thing.
Absolutely.
That impacts just so many families across the Quad Cities. So Hand in Hand's 16th annual Chili Cook-Off, it is set for next Saturday, February 1st at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport. Tickets are $15 for adults. They are just $5 for kids. They can be purchased online or right at the door. And to buy tickets or simply learn more about the organization and its programming, visit handinhandqc.org. As always, Samantha, thanks for coming on the show and just talking about this great event.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Still to come, the QC Environmental Film Series. It's underway now with the second of 6 movies being shown this Sunday at the Figge Art Museum. We'll learn more about it next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
The QC Environmental Film Series is underway now with the second film in the series being shown this weekend. The series is an annual initiative to encourage grassroots activism within our community for environmental awareness. Kristen Berggren is the organizer of the film series, and Todd Western III will be the reflection speaker this weekend with some commentary after the film, which of course we will get to in just a few minutes. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. We're so happy to have you. This is such a cool initiative. People may remember seeing you on the show last week to talk a little bit about it. But if not, just talk a little bit about how the environmental film series got started and how it's been going over these last, more than several years now.
Right. This is our 6th season, and we came together with certain with other nonprofit organizations to help promote grassroots activism in relationship to environmentalism.
Yeah, and you have all sorts of different films that are being shown, and not only right now with the 6 films, but in the past, and they run the gamut. So, I mean, regardless of your interest, if there's something specific, you can probably find it, but you know what, and we've actually got the films that are being shown on the screen right now as part of this series. And the next one is going to be Farming Black. So tell us a little bit about these upcoming film that any of us can go see at the Figge on Sunday.
Yes, our next movie is Farming While Black, and it's based on a book of the same title that was by Leah Penniman. Okay. And Leah Penniman describes herself as a black Creole farmer, a mother, an educator. She taught biology for 17 years. She also calls herself a soil nerd and a food justice activist.
That's great.
So she's a co-founder of the Soulfire Farm, which is a community-based farm which reaches out to other black farmers to talk about how they can reclaim their African agricultural heritage.
Amazing. So you're seeing a little bit of that video now, but let's play a quick clip from the film.
Our traditional cosmologies as Black people are rooted in nature reverence and that cherished connection to the earth. Black farmers experienced the peak of our land ownership around 1910 because of saving money for 2 generations and purchasing 16 million acres of land. Today, 98% of the farmland is controlled by white folks.
And I think our generation is realizing that a piece of our culture and a piece of our souls was left behind, and we're now in a position to go back.
Wow, already a lot of information just in that clip that we played. Todd, I want to bring you in on this because you are the reflection speaker. So you're going to kind of give some commentary after the film, which is a really cool opportunity for people that are seeing this on Sunday. So give us a little bit of your background on yourself and your family.
Yes, Todd Weston III, and there actually is a Todd V. He's 2 years old. So I come from Western Family Farms. Our farm was established in 1864, and it was a unique time because that's right between the Civil War and Emancipation Proclamation. So I do consider our family very fortunate to be able to thrive and survive with our farm. This year our farm turns 161 years old.
Amazing.
We farm corn and soybeans, and of course we do John Deere tractors. And so, you know, through tragedy came triumph, where my father died unexpectedly in 2008, and because of that we had to step up. As the oldest, I had to step up with my brothers and elevate the farm. And so because of that tragedy, out of that came me lifting up the farm, using our platform to talk about other black farmers in the state of Iowa and surrounding areas. And so because of that, you know, today we're being recognized in a lot of areas, and so we just want to make sure that it's just not about us, it's about other farmers around.
Well, and it's something that you've already done. So you organized the first Iowa Farmers of Color Conference in Des Moines, and that was in 2023. You've since had another organization. So tell us about that and what it's like putting that together and kind of being in a room where that's the only thing that matters.
Right. So the Iowa Farmers of Color was really developed in it just happened organically, where I said, you know what, I want to bring other farmers of color together so that we can, number one, network, number two, build a relationship between the state agencies and other farmers, because commonly you hear that state agencies to say, I don't know, we want to offer programs, but we don't know where the black farmers are. So it's my job now to bring those farmers together and bridge that and build that bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible. And of course, everyone's going to want to hear more from Todd after hearing you just now. So you will be speaking after the film. We won't go over all the remaining films today because, of course, you'll be back with us coming up. But let's talk about the next one. So not this weekend, but the following weekend is Ripples of Plastic.
Right.
That'll be February 2nd.
Right. And that's talking about the microplastics in lakes. I mean, we usually think about streams and rivers, and it talks about the communities that are helping to clean up. Particularly, it focuses on Lake Erie. There's a group called Erie Responsible. It does clean up, so it kind of reminds us on a smaller scale of our local living lands and waters.
Yes.
So it's a very inspiring movie.
Very inspiring. I think a lot of people will identify with it too.
And the North High School students are the ones that are co-hosting it, and they've been doing a lot in their environmental club with that topic.
That's great. So that one will be coming up. But meantime, Farming While Black will be shown this Sunday, January 26th at 3 p.m. at the Figge Art Museum. Admission is $7, but students can actually see this film for free, so keep that in mind. You can purchase tickets right at the door, but you can also purchase them ahead of time online. You can also purchase tickets to the entire series online if you want to, which is just a great opportunity. Kristen and Todd, thank you so much for coming on the show and chatting with me today. Yes, really appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Still to come in our next half hour, the first main stage show of 2025 is underway now at Circuit 21 in Rock Island, and we're going to learn more about this Sherlock Holmes mystery. And later, we'll check in with Kyle, who is coming to us live from Strikeforce Martial Arts, where he is previewing tomorrow's self-defense seminar. Can't wait for that. But first, are we finally seeing a noticeable warm-up after several days of frigid and sometimes dangerously cold temperatures? Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland has our full forecast after the break.
And now your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
All right, as we take a look at the Quad Cities, we've got that cold look, a lot of ice on the river and the cloudy skies, even some flurries up along Highway 20. But as we go into the weekend, things start to warm up and much warmer conditions come our way next week. For tonight, our temperatures are only going to bottom out in the low 20s. Granted, right now, we're standing at about 24, I think, in the Quad Cities, so not much of a drop. And then as we get into the day, Saturday, much milder with temperatures above average for a change as we take those to the mid-30s. Mostly cloudy with a few peaks of sun along the way. Started off pretty cold this morning, 0 in Kewanee. We were at 4 degrees below 0 here officially in the Quad Cities, but look at Maquoketa at 18 below. I think that's probably like -8. I think there's a little data problem up here. Nonetheless, wind chills were about -10 to -15 as we kicked off our day. There you can see a few flurries in the clouds, nothing that'll cause any impact. Otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty gray afternoon here, and it looks like it'll stay mostly cloudy tonight and unfortunately tomorrow. But again, Saturday will bring a few peaks of sun along with those 30s. Temperatures right now anywhere from the upper teens along Highway 20, 18 in Galena, to 25 here in the Quad Cities, 24 Burlington, 24 in Galesburg, and 22 in Sterling and Rock Falls. Winds Yeah, we've got those, but they are coming out of the south. That's why things have warmed up a little bit today, a little bit, but that wind at about 15 miles per hour also giving us wind chills back into the teens, feeling like the single digits up north, and that's where most of the snow is on the ground, the deeper snow. So that's going to keep you a little bit cooler as we go through the next few days until we get that melted off. So lows tonight there, mid and upper teens. The rest of us bottoming out between about 20 and 25 degrees. And then for highs tomorrow, we're back to the mid 30s, although the farther south you go, you might top 40 degrees along and south of Highway 34. So here we go with Exact Track. Cloudy skies will continue. Notice those wind arrows, though, coming in from the south. So with mostly cloudy skies tonight, our Saturday brings us milder conditions, mid and upper 30s. Could see a flurry or two before the clouds start to break up a little bit. There's the front along that cloud line, and once that settles into the area, we will be a little bit cooler for our Sunday. So as we go through the night and into the morning, we're going to drop to around 20 degrees here in the Quad Cities. Wind chills only down to the teens, and we can certainly handle that based on what we've been through. I think this represents a pretty good sky for tomorrow. At times cloudy, at times a little bit of sun, and as we look at the next 7, again, there you go, about down to 30 for Sunday, but next week we're talking about highs back to the 40s for a few days, especially Tuesday. Could get to the mid 40s, a little settling back there Wednesday and Thursday, 30s, but still above average, and then we're back to the 40s late in the week. So some weather we've been all waiting for quite a few days here, Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, none of that next week looks bad, as you put it, after what we've been through.
Right, right. And the snow, that's going to melt away, and maybe some signs of that the first week of February, but we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that right now. I'm just waiting for my current snow to melt.
There you go. Me too.
All right, Eric, thank you. Up next on QCL, Detective Sherlock Holmes is hitting the stage at Circa 21 for a comedic whodunit. Why you'll want to secure your tickets to Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery. It is a humorous adaptation of a very popular Sherlock Holmes novel. While that novel was written more than 120 years ago, the comedic play premiered exactly 10 years ago. And now is your chance to see it right here at home. Noah Johnson and Jillian Weatherford, are joining us from Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, it's already been fun chatting with you. So first of all, Noah, talk a little bit about the play itself.
Yeah.
And just give us a little background on it.
Yeah, so like you said, it's the original story of The Hound of the Baskervilles, which is an old Sherlock Holmes story, but the comedic playwright Ken Ludwig has taken it and made it this silly, fun adventure as Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson try to solve the mystery. Yeah. And 5 actors play 40 characters, and it's just comedic and so fun. Such a good time.
Yeah, that is one thing that I couldn't get over. I was reading a little bit about it just on Circa 21, and that's a lot of work. I'm sure, and I will ask you to attest to that. Now, you guys have had performances underway a little bit already. So, Jillian, what has the response been like from the audience? I mean, kind of give us the feeling in the theater.
Something that's really surprised me with this show is that it's different every night. Because there are so many characters and so many bit parts, I think we also play them slightly differently every night. And there's this synergy, which is why I love live theater, between, the performers and the audience. And so you can kind of sense what parts of the play this audience will find funny versus the next day. And so it's been really interesting because I play 15 characters. Wow. And everything from like a baby to one of the romantic leads, and you can definitely sense the different vibe every night on which one's really hitting that is day to day, which again it's different every night because you're trying to remember what you've done for the character, for the past as well.
That is so interesting to me, and like so amazing, so talented. how do you get into 15 different characters? You're an accent person, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I have always been that accent girl, even growing up, would, you know, use the British accent just in very inopportune places sometimes, you know?
I know, I'm not an actor, but I get it, okay? I get it. I do the same thing. Yeah.
But that was one of the main reasons I was so excited to take on the show, is I could finally use all of my silly accents. But you definitely have to find yourself, because sometimes I have maybe 10 seconds, sometimes less, to switch to the next character.
Wow.
And so I have to take a moment and, you know, like say a few words in the voice. And also physicality is huge for me. So I'll take a moment to figure out where this character lives physically, and then do a few lines in the voice, and then you're thrown on stage.
I love it. I love hearing this. It's like such a fun behind the scenes. And Noah, talk a little bit about your characters.
So it's just one character for me.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, because you got kind of a big one.
Yeah, so I get what I call the easy job in this show, but so me and my friend Adam are playing Watson and Holmes respectively, so I get to play Dr. Watson, which is such a cool role to get to take on, but it's it also is a little bit easier of a job, right? I'm there all the time is the tough part, so I don't have the big costume changes and stuff. I just
tough
have
in a different way.
Yeah, I just have the big monologues and stuff like that. But it's fun to get to take on like kind of an iconic character.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, not only from the books, but it's just been done so much on stage, in movies, in TV shows now.
Exactly.
Like, there's, I believe, a current TV show that's based on Sherlock Holmes.
I think so.
Yeah. So very cool. So what's your favorite part about this play?
Yeah, for me, it's getting to be on stage with these guys every night. Like like she said, the show's energy changes every night because we're interacting with the audience's energy every night, and knowing that we're on stage with people we love and trust, and like we know we're going to give the audience like an energetic show. I think that's like my favorite part of it, easily.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. And Jillian, I gotta ask, what about you? I mean, this is your first time performing in the Quad Cities, correct?
It is, yes.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you.
Lovely.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. So what have you enjoyed about it so far, and about being here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is the chance to truly play, and that's something that we always look for as actors, because we are playing pretend for our career. But this is a show that you truly are playing every night. These characters are grounded in reality, you know, for sure. You have to have certain semblances of reality in order for it to read, but you do also get to live in this heightened reality every night that is just so fun. And I think he has the harder job, because he is like one of the anchors that grounds it all and has to kind of keep this straight face while we are all just living in this absurd, wacky world surrounding him. And that's just such a fun trip for us every night, and also to bring the audience along is great.
That is great. Oh, well, people should definitely come and see both of you. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. Performances are underway now through March 8th at Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse in Rock Island. To reserve your seats, just call the number there at the bottom of your screen. You can see it as 309-786-7733, extension 2. Jillian and Noah, thank you once again for just popping by and coming on the show today and talking about yourselves.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, absolutely. Coming up, we get to see how much Kyle Keel has learned this afternoon as he previews a self-defense class happening tomorrow at a martial arts studio in Milan. He has a live update for us after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Strike Force Martial Arts is hosting a self-defense class this weekend, giving girls and women the tools they need to better protect themselves. And Kyle Keel is joining us live from that studio in Milan. Kyle, you've learned a few things over the last hour or so.
Yeah, I sure have, Morgan, and I've practiced, and I don't think I'm going to make too much of a fool of myself on TV. Shan said I did a good job. So, yeah, we're here at Strike Force Martial Arts in Milan on 4th Street West. The self-defense class for women, yes, it's for women only tomorrow, is from 2 to 4 p.m. Very affordable, $10 each, and there's still some spots open, so you'll be able to learn a little bit about self-defense and the importance of it. Master Shan Elliott is joining me once again right now. Shan, you are the owner here. You've been the owner for 7 months, but you've been practicing with this this company here for quite a while now. So why did you feel important to host a class like this, specifically geared toward girls and women?
Yeah, so I have a lot of females in my life, women in my life that like to, they will tell me stories. They've come to me personally about their experiences they've had out in the world, where they've had to constantly look over their shoulder in fear of somebody around the corner or somebody about to attack them. I've had stories of them going to the bars where they get mugged. I've had stories of them going to the gym and they felt a creepy vibe from people. And it's a tragic world we live in sometimes, where they are afraid to go out at night or afraid to go to places alone that they should be allowed to feel secure, like the gyms or the stores and things like that. So with those people in my life being close to me or complete strangers, I felt a need to help that community, to help change this world one step at a time and pass on this knowledge where they could then practice these techniques in a way to defend themselves.
Sure, so it's certainly a very important class. So you're going to show me a couple of moves here that these women are going to be doing here as we head into tomorrow. So the first one we're going to do is kind of like a sparring. So so is my stance okay? So here we go. Okay, so explain to me the process of what I'm going to do and then I'll do it.
So we want to take this fighting stance, right? Because it assists in our posture.
Okay.
The one thing I always emphasize is, especially when you are on the receiving end of the attacker, is open hands.
Open hands,
Always open hands to make it appear like you're not the bad guy that you need help.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
Closed hands, aggressive.
Okay.
Open hands, right?
Okay.
Shows a sign that you need help.
All right.
Also, scream.
Scream. Okay. Scream.
If you need help, scream.
All right.
These are the setups to these drills. These are the things I'm going to emphasize in this class.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we're going to go over something super duper simple.
Okay.
Everybody knows what a punch is.
Yeah.
Super duper simple. We have two types of straight punches. We have our jab, which is our front lead hand, which is our quick stun. Give them one to the nose, head bops back, and then the back right hand is going to be our cross. That's the one that's going to do some damage.
No one is getting hurt, by the way, in this one. Yeah, not yet.
All right.
All right, so we're going to do this, right?
So left, and then right.
And then the right one you're saying is the one that you got to really get the oomph.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
As you twist your hips, that's where that's.
And it's all in the hips as well.
Yes,
it's the hips and the arms.
Feet posture, and fully extend your arm.
All right.
But always remember, bring them back to your head.
Yes. Okay. So here we go.
So left, right, bam. Left, right. Good. Boom, boom. Good. Boom. Yes.
And then we can do faster.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom.
All right, so that's a simple move, and then I don't think we're gonna have time for the leg move as well, but you can get many. How many moves are these women gonna learn?
At least 10 plus.
At least 10 plus. So it's 2 hours, 2 to 4 p.m. here at 331. Did I get it right? 331 4th Street West here in Milan, Illinois. It's Strikeforce Martial Arts. And if you want to learn more, you can head to the Facebook page. You can sign up or call the phone number on your screen. And Shan also has a lot of classes here throughout the month, so you can learn more about that as well. Again, it's $10, and this is just some good, useful self-defense that women can use here as they're out and about. So right now, we're going to head back to the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland. Come in here, warm up. I need to do that. I was just outside, and it's still pretty cold out there, but we got warmer temperatures on the way.
Yeah, with that wind chill, that's probably not a bad deal. $10, that's a good price too. We have all been taught now here at Channel 6 never to borrow Kyle's coffee cup without asking him, because need some defense on that. All right, 20 degrees tonight, cloudy skies, wind chills in the teens, not so bad. And as we go into our Saturday, we'll get back to the mid-30s. So this is the beginning of our warm-up here, at least the first sign of a warm-up, with mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies, maybe a few flurries along the way, but still feeling much better.
Yeah, I appreciate all of that. 30s never look so good.
Every little degree we can get.
Yeah, so it's time now for our wins of the week. So let's go back out to Kyle. Kyle, what is your win of the week?
Well, my win of the week is we're getting a little stir crazy in the house because it's been so cold. So the one day that it was not as cold this week, the kids begged me to go outside.
Look at him.
So we bundled them up, went outside. I just took one crazy picture to send to my wife.
That is crazy.
That's about the only picture I took this week. So we went outside. And we went outside yesterday, too, because I misunderstood my wife. She texted me when I was at work. I was doing a million things. And she asked me, is it too cold to go outside? The kids want to know if they can go outside. And all I said was yes. And she's like, Carson said yay. So I was saying yes to them going outside. She thought that, but I was actually saying yes, it's too cold to go outside. So obviously when I went home, I had to take him outside. We're outside for like 10 minutes. It was so cold yesterday, but got him out for a few minutes at least.
Yeah, well, that's good.
You know, if you want to scare an attacker away, Kyle, just use that crazy eye face that you had in that picture.
True.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding.
That was a good one. All right, Kyle, thank you. Eric, you've actually got a couple.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here.
Yes,
so
we got to catch up.
Catch up, yeah. I got a chance to brew beer with Coal Creek Brewing in Princeton. It's a very special style, an old traditional style that they're naming perhaps after the railroading history of Princeton, Illinois, which kind of lends to the type. But we won't tell you. I think Super Bowl weekend is when they're going to release it. Keep a tab on their Facebook page, and I'll be there to help with the release.
Fun. That's super fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, very cool, and something that you're familiar with.
Yes.
And then your other win, also very cool.
Yeah, I've been wanting to be in the Coast Guard since I was in high school. Now I'm in the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, located at Sunset Marina in Rock Island. I'm going to be starting some boat training and such, and the Coast Guard Auxiliary supports the Coast Guard and their missions, and I'm looking to a career that will take me into and through retirement, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what an awesome thing to do.
Wish I had more time to talk about it.
I love it. Well, we'll make time. As you continue on, we'll have lots of updates for people. I don't need a lot of time for mine. Hey, there's my win of the week.
Yes.
I finally went to the eye doctor after about 6 years. Eye surgeons associates, they were great. And I have a new pair of glasses.
It is so easy to put off.
I apparently have astigmatism.
Yeah, me too.
And I love them. So those are my glasses. I got clear ones because Kevin Phelps has clear glasses, so now I have
They look great.
Thank you so much for watching. Your News at 4 with Sharon is up next. Technically, yeah, like, oh, there's my mic. Bye.